David, it really is a privilege to be here in the last mission founded by Junipero Serra a few years ago, and it's inspiring to, I think, notice the sculpture of St. Bonaventure behind us and his call to mission, his call to evangelization, very similar to Junipero Serra's call to mission and evangelization.
Right.
How do you think that call to evangelization might be important to men considering the consecrated life today?
I think that the call to evangelization is a call that belongs to everyone, not just someone who's looking at religious life. But I think that in particular, the call to evangelization becomes ours because I think we do it, for example, in a Franciscan way. I think Bonaventure, in his writings and in his life, bring theology to us in a Franciscan way. I think Junipero Serra and the way he did the missions up and down the California coast, he did it in a Franciscan way. So my thing would be that when we talk about evangelization to someone considering our way of life, I think the call is to preach the gospel in a Franciscan way, which is, I think, sometimes a little different.
David, what would you say is inspiring you most as a Franciscan trying to live his vocation on a day-to-day basis? What's inspiring you, particularly here at this very important mission, Mission San Bonaventura, here in Ventura, California? Is there something that inspires you to move forward in your own vocation?
I would feel that what Junipero Serra did, and what I've heard from the friars about his life, and even though there's controversy about that, I think that he was a person who really firmly believed in the gospel. I think he was firmly rooted in Franciscan spirituality, and I think he really cared about the Native Americans that he served. And I know that there's some controversy about that, but it seems to me that this man really, grounded in the gospel and Franciscan spirituality, really did his job evangelizing the coast of California through these missions, not simply to work with Spain, not simply to work with authorities, but actually to bring these Native Americans a different way of life. And I think even though people would say that he mistreated the Indians, or there's all controversy about that, I think what we need to look at is the man's heart. What did he really believe, and what did he really want? He really wanted to be an evangelizer. He really wanted to be a person who lived the gospel. And I think that's what he did. So that inspires me.
I agree with you completely. I think you make a wonderful point, and it certainly underscores all that Bonaventure was about, all that Serra was about, as you suggest, and most importantly, I think all that Francis was about, underscoring the dignity and the worth of the created thing, most importantly the individual. Serra did that, and I think we try to do that today, and I would invite each of you listening to this to consider what your vocation is, and perhaps part of that understanding of vocation is a calling to the consecrated life as a Franciscan friar with Holy Name Province.